If you're looking to totally transform your 86 to 09 V8 powered Mustang but without adding any more horsepower, well then switching to a 410 gear ratio might just be the best way to do so. Now the kit that we have here will fit the 8.8 solid rear axle and will include the brand new ring and pinion along with everything you need to get them in place. Price point for the 5-star rated kit will be in the mid to high $200 range, while the install will not be for the novice mechanics out there, so let's call this one a full 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, with a little bit more detail on that later in the video. So I guess you could say it's really no secret that the factory gear ratios for most earlier Mustangs like the Fox bodies and the SN95s and even some of the early S197s weren't exactly ideal for scorching acceleration off the line. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Now, most of these earlier cars were either working with a 273, a 308, or in some cases a 327, and that was pretty much it until the later S197s ushered in the optional 355 gear ratio. Now, with all that said, a great way to increase your off-the-line acceleration and performance, but without even touching the engine, is to install a numerically higher gear ratio, or a shorter gear as it's sometimes described. Now, shorter gear ratios will help get you up to speed a little bit faster and through those gears much quicker, with the only drawback being a hit to your fuel economy, but with the days of overdrive transmissions, it's not nearly as bad as it used to be with the old 4-speed stuff. But getting into the kit that we do have here on the table today, and again the 410 ratio, and in my opinion the most popular option we have on the site in regards to ratios, because it's going to give you the most performance or bang for your buck compared to your factory ratio. But at the same time, it's not going to be completely ridiculous for the street like a 456, a 488, or something even higher. But as far as the physical construction of the gears are concerned, well, really nice stuff from the gang over at Ford Performance, as you might expect, including the strong forged construction, CNC cut along with the lap teeth, all finished off in this black oxide finish. Now the gears have been made in the USA, and Ford Performance claims they're going to be the quietest gear set available for the 8.8 rear end. But on the subject of noise, a lot of times with a gear change, any noise that you might encounter might not always be from the actual gears themselves, but rather the install or the setup of the gears in your rear end. So that leads us to our next part of this product, and that is the installation kit. This thing is also from Ford Performance, and while we don't have every single part on the table with me here for this video, it does include everything you guys need to get the new ring and pinion set up and installed into your 8.8 properly. This does include brand new bearings, brand new seals, shims, crush sleeves, pinion nuts, gear marking compound and brush to check your pattern and depth, your diff cover gasket, and even 2 quarts here of the Royal Purple 7590 gear oil, in addition to the 4-ounce or 3.8-ounce bottle of the required friction modifier. So basically, guys, a very complete kit, and one that will be very beneficial to either you or your mechanic when it comes time to get everything in place. But speaking of getting everything in place, and listen, gear installs and setups can be a bit of an art form to get them in place, but also to have them operate quietly. So therefore, we're gonna knock this one up to a 3 out of 3 wrenches on the old difficulty meter here. It's a fair amount of work, and it's going to involve some specialty tools. So again, if you're not really comfortable with this one, guys, you might wanna get it knocked out by your local shop instead. On the other hand, if you've done a few of these before, you know what to expect, you know what kind of specialty tools you'll need, and you're certainly gonna save yourself some labor and some money when it comes to the install. As always, gang, whenever you knock out a gear change like this, your calibration or your speedometer calibration will need to be addressed, otherwise it will be off. More so if you make a drastic change to your rear end gears, like in this case, switching from a 273 to a 410. Now, if you have a 79 to 98 V8 Mustang, you can simply replace the speedometer gear. It's going to be the most cost-effective and probably easiest way to do this. 99 and newer owners out there with the vehicle speed sensors, you can either change this through a handheld tuning device, or you can even look into a Speedo recalibration box from Ford Performance and find one of those here on the site for your ride for around a couple $100. But wrapping things up, if you're looking to really kick things up off the line and improve your acceleration and lower some ETs, a set of 410s from Ford Performance would be an excellent choice, and you can grab yours right here at AmericanMuscle.com.